hour. So it's been at least a month since Donald Trump sat down for any kind of interview with any kind of mainstream outlet, and I'm including Fox in the designation of mainstream. And, you know, he's showed up on a couple of right-wing, well, the last right-wing podcast he showed up on, he said, I'm basically an honest guy, and the guy broke into laughter. I think that was the last. And, you know, as I mentioned earlier, last night he did this town hall, which is supposed to be, you know, an hour and a half of Q&A. And after 2 questions, he said, screw it, let's listen to music for 40 minutes, which is what they did. I think he's losing it. I really do. And now, this is fascinating. Kamala Harris is doing the exact opposite. She's making herself super available everywhere. She's been on Stephen Colbert. She was on 60 Minutes. Trump said no. He had earlier said he would be on 60 Minutes. He backed out at the last minute, just like today he backed out of the CNBC Squawk Box interview. She's on Howard Stern's show. Love to get her on this show. Special report is Bret Baier's program on Fox So-Called News. Bret Baier is an actual journalist. You know, Fox does have some, you know, they have to maintain some sort of a patina of newsiness, right? And that's Bret Baier. And tomorrow he's going to interview Kamala Harris. And the right wing is freaking out. Over on Twitter, I mean, they're just going hysterical. Bret Baier posted on Twitter that he was going to be interviewing Kamala Harris on Wednesday. He posted this yesterday. And this from The Nation, from John Nichols. Trump supporters swarmed all over Fox's Bret Baier today like he was a Capitol police officer on January 6th after he posted on Twitter that he'll be interviewing Kamala Harris on Wednesday. Midas Touch reports Baier received 2,200 comments on his tweet announcing the interview in just the first hour after he posted it. Most of them are telling, you know, giving him like weird conspiracy theories to ask Harris about. But they fully expect him to go in with guns blazing. This is going to be interesting. I am confident. I have no concerns about this. I am confident Kamala Harris can handle this. She's handled everything so far. It's just wild to me that we're 20 days out from the election, and according to most of the polling, it's still tied. And according to the betting sites, by the way, there's 3 major betting sites. And all 3 of them are now showing big leads for Donald Trump. And nobody can explain why. I mean, they all went from having Kamala Harris in the lead until about, what, 4 or 5 days ago? And suddenly all 3 flipped. Now, being betting sites, you could change the odds of a betting site by simply dropping a couple $100,000 or maybe a few $1 million on a bet. And suddenly the odds change. So there's a lot of speculation that right-wing billionaires are trying, and maybe even Elon Musk, are trying to rig the betting sites, basically, so that Trump supporters can, you know, stop sucking their thumbs and be a little more, you know, optimistic about the future. We'll see. We'll see. I continue to think it's going to be a blowout. I am concerned about the House and Senate. I'm very concerned about the Senate specifically, but we'll see.